Hey everyone! So, earlier today I saw the Super Mario Galaxy movie, or just Super Mario Galaxy, hey, or whatever you want to call it. Well, it's the sequel to 2023's hit that rebooted the Super Mario Brothers. So, and three things I want to get out of the way before I really get into this. Yes, outside extra, there is a story. Right? No, it is not the worst thing ever, and no, it is not the worst first video game adaptation that's been put out. It's not even the worst one coming out of this year. Look in your direction, Return to Silent Hill. And while I would obviously not put this on the same pedestal as I would something from her, I think it's silly to go into it with the same mindset as one of that, as a lot of other people have made that mistake. So, oh, this is why I didn't really worry too much about what other people were saying, and instead chose to try and get as many stars as I could in the games, as well as the well as look at the anime movie from the 80s, which actually is one of the many Nintendo Easter eggs in this movie. And even within that, there's actually layers to who these eggs often are. So, let's begin. The movie picks up where the previous installment left off, with Bowser Jr., voiced by filmmaker and actor Benny Safdie, seeking to use Princess Rosalina, uh, voiced by Bray Larson, to power his father's armada of warships to reclaim his father, thus well as to Mario Brothers, who are settled in a new role as both plumbers and peacekeepers in the Mushroom Kingdom, as well as a whole bunch of new allies such as Yoshi, voiced by Donald Glover, to who save the galaxy from disaster. Naturally, much of the cast and crew who that made the last movie such a big hit are retained here, with writing duties falling to Matthew Vogel. And I will admit, it does get stuffed at points, like a calzone that has a lot of tasty ingredients inside of it. Obviously, they could not fit getting all 120 stars into a single 98-minute movie, but they did, at least on a personal level, pick the elements that would obviously work the best the story they're trying to tell. I was saying, hey, this is very much like a smaller scale Star Wars Guardians of the Galaxy, and while not obviously not the same format as those, it definitely has a strong sense of fun and how they use a lot of iconography from not just the Mario games but the broad Nintendo canon. I particularly enjoyed that. Not just obvious as as bits like how the some of the power ups work, and the idea that Junior set up like a Kaizo esque trap for the heroes to try and storm their castle, but also some more deep cut ideas. Case in points. And we get more with the big game spot where with the one scene where the Mario Brothers are turned into infants, all Yoshi's Island, and and Yoshi holding a super scope. Oh, but that also kind of like connects to like the Yoshi Safari, which was no joke, a straight up Mario rail shooter, which Super Scope compatible. Well, if they actually make a toy out of that particular scope, I will consider it. So, and also the idea here that Peach and Rosalina are connected by not just blood but also stardust is actually pretty fascinating to me. I mean, I know that royals in real life often tighten a bunch, so if something happens to one of them, you're gonna hear about it from their whole. So it's not a complete stretch to be like that in fiction either. I'm not gonna say hey why, but my first choice for Daisy in this continuity, voicing her, is Anna Kendrick. And I had to think about, as well as make a short list about who I'd want to play Fox's allies, but Glen Powell was a great choice for him, capturing his both his vigor and his sense of duty as well. Plus, us, even though Powell is still trying to find his exact niche as an actor, I'm really glad he's willing to star in anything that will have him and be in any IP that will have him. I like that. Though both Miyamoto and Melodondri clarified that we're not getting a Smash Bros. Movie right away, hey, it is the seeds have clearly been planted. I could have to tell that much for free. Even little bits like Rob and the way he moves actually resembling how the toy, and also kind of like how they combine elements of both like the American design as well as like the variant that was worked for the Japanese Famicom as well. Oh, let's just say, hey, that's after many years of being the butt of jokes and being slowly but surely built up in other titles that he's really become vindicated where why like my pitch for like a kind of cheesy a Christmas special would basically be trying to prove to him that he does mean just as much to people as more popular Nintendo characters like Mario, oh, and and Fox and many others mean there's and I definitely got a kick out of how many things there were in both the visuals and the story that weren't in there. But if anything, I would say that much like the last movie, it applies to like the Kiss method of storytelling, as in keep it simple, stupid, because you can't always assume whom everyone else has the same degree of understanding that you do. I mean, who either. And with that in mind, it's definitely a much more coherent story than the 93 one, which still I maintain raises numerous theological and indeed biological questions never answered at all. I mean, the idea that this is the same ornament as that is laughable, man. Ha ha! And I'll obviously be keeping an eye out for more of these Easter eggs once the movie comes to Blu-ray, Netflix, and or Peacock. In my case, all the above. In regards to what it means for the future of Nintendo on the big screen, it's definitely clear that it's going to be a big enough hit to justify more, or and especially given how Yoshi's role in this movie is actually teased by all things some cookie tie-ins. It's like the I think there's like the Pillars by Slice and Bake kind where and and I definitely can tell that there's going to be more video game adaptations coming. I mean, I'm low key excited for their Zelda movie. I'm just as hoping that like just let them cook for whatever I'll plan next for Pokemon and with all the Easter eggs in here. You bet if I was calling for real shots, I would definitely fill it on my one with as many allusions as to the franchise and other bits of their canon pop culture I could, especially since my pitch always been like a patchwork effect about the with the games and animated incarnations, man. And I can definitely say that financially still has this year still has a potential to be the year of the video game adaptation. I'm still not sure or what all I'll be seeing next. Next is also going on my end, and but it is definitely a likely that I'm gonna play also Mortal Kombat 2 next month as like a kind of like a summer kickoff main because it's not gonna be the Dolls Are Pros Prada sequel, even though I have a soft spot for the original as well as the book it was based on. On Street Fighter, that definitely looks like it'll be delightfully wild. I'm just dealing with creators and the rebuilds it comes personally.
Yeah.
And this is definitely not a 0-star adaptation by any chance. Believe me, there'll be another time for time to sit through the bad takes, but like I said, it's nothing I haven't seen with other video game adaptations in years past in my lifetime alone. Own overall, oh, the Super Mario Galaxy movie is definitely, while no masterpiece, is still a delightfully fun diversion, which we could all use right now. It is definitely a one I could recommend for fans of all ages, for people of all ages, whether or not you're someone like me who's started playing with the earlier games like a newcomer who only started playing with the Switch family, and even again, I saw a fair amount of grandparents and parents who may have never held a controller before in there, which is a sign they really are crossing the zeitgeist. My final rating is a stellar 3.5 stars out of 4, 1.5 stars out of 5, and there's stuff going on my end, but I'll see you all again as soon as I can. So take care, everyone.
Hmm.